Speaking of dissenting opinions, or the lack thereof, when the announcement was made 2 months ago of the intention to establish diplomatic relations, almost all of the commentary in the United States about that said, what a wonderful thing this is going to be for Cuba, because it's going to expose Cuba to American ways of democracy and freedom and liberty, and American ways of business and free market, a very missionary impulse. I saw nothing about what benefits or learning would come to America from Cuba as a result of this. What do we have to learn and gain from this, rather than the other way around?
Professor Richard Faber of the University of San Diego published a very interesting article. He mentioned 10 takeaways from the Cuban-US relation. One of them, well, I don't mind saying it because I am proud of what we did, even though we, of course, made mistakes. But he said, US diplomacy could learn about Cuban diplomacy. Here is Cuba, a small country which doesn't have military power, doesn't have economic power, and yet we have achieved a satisfactory level of diplomatic influence by using soft power, by using what we know, medical diplomacy, whatever. That's an example that maybe the United States can take away from Cuba. There are many benefits, for example, on public health. We have a very highly developed public health. And there are some areas of the public health system in Cuba which are not, that the United States could benefit from that. For example, we have developed a medication for one of the strains of hepatitis that recently there was some cases here in the United States. Well, music, salsa dancing. So I can imagine that there are a number of things. For example, there was an article recently I read about Hollywood. And they were saying that the advantages of Hollywood being able to film in Havana, to do things in Cuba, to take a Netflix announced that they are looking forward to working with Cuban entertainment producers because they think that there is a lot of talent in Cuba. I don't know if you are aware, for example, the last Grammys, Latin Grammys, the most prized song, Bailando, is a Cuban song written by a Cuban artist, and the video with Julio Iglesias was directed by a Cuban film clip director. So there are lots of things that you could take advantage from Cuba. I think the cultural sphere